So this is my mom, and her name's Cindy Wilkins. I chose my mom because she has been a leader and a model for me and probably other people, and she's a really good mom.
Wow.
Okay, so say hi to my 7th period Bible class, Mom.
Hi, class.
So could you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Well, I've been married for almost 19 years. To Riley's dad, Matt, and I have 2 daughters, Riley and her sister Madison, and I am blessed to be a stay-home mom, and that's it.
Okay. My first question is it has a quote from a book we're reading called Unchristian, and the author says, "Our research shows that many of those outside of Christianity, especially younger adults, have little trust in the Christian faith, and esteem for the lifestyle of Christ followers is quickly fading among outsiders. They reject Jesus because they feel rejected by Christians. How can we as Christians make people feel not rejected?"
Well, kids nowadays, there's a lot thrown at kids with media, music, and things on TV, and I don't see any shows that really have any, and I'm not talking a big, huge spiritual guidance, but even, the word praying or being thankful for what we have. I grew up on Little House on the Prairie, and those shows are long gone. I grew in Waltons, where it showed a family unit, and they believed in God, and they, loved each other. And I don't see a lot of that on TV anymore, and that worries me. And music and things like that. Some of the music is crazy, but that's a tough one to bring it back and to bring kids back to it, and that spiritual influence. I think it begins at home, and it begins with parents and how you portray and you raise your family. And you meet lots of people every day, and we have lots of neighbors that we've known over the years that have been very spiritual in our lives, and have helped us out with a lot of things with going with church. And if I couldn't go, Riley was able to go with them, and it's just, it's networking with other people. And, I know that there's been families that were like, hey, I like them, and they go to church, they're not so bad, and hopefully, I don't think it's going to change overnight, but hopefully we can see some kind of outcome of more spiritual guidance.
Next question starts with a quote, and it says, "Christianity has become bloated with blind followers who would rather repeat slogans than actually feel true compassion and care. Christianity has become marketed and streamlined into a juggernaut of fear-mongering that has lost its own heart. How can Christians change the stereotyped view of ourselves?"
Well, first of all, there's a lot of people that are looking for guidance, and they are looking for the church. And so there are a lot of people that are in church that are looking, and maybe they approach it the wrong way. And so when they're a lot of it is like, there's a lot of born again Christians, and they want something to hold on to, and so they're trying to get other people into the Christian faith, but they're maybe going about it the wrong way and too harsh. And I think that pushes people away because they're too judgmental. And if they stick with it, and I think that they do soften down a little, but a lot of people are just naturally that way, where when they get into something, they get into it, and they're just like, oh, I got to tell the world, and this is what I believe, and if you don't believe, you're not going to go to heaven. And that's, I think once they get past that strong feeling, and they go, wait a minute, that's not, maybe I was a little too pushy. And I'll back off.
So my next question is, what is the main thing we need to help young adults deal with?
Just listen to them, not always judge them. I mean, young people are going to make mistakes, and they need to be able to come to you and talk about a mistake, because everybody's made mistakes. And if they can't come to you as an adult or someone there to guide them, you got to be open and not judgmental. And I think a lot of kids are afraid of adults because sometimes they are a little judgmental. And
So my next question is, another unbeliever believes most people I meet assume that Christian means very conservative, entrenched in their thinking, anti-gay, anti-choice, angry, violent, illogical, empire builders. They want to convert everyone, and they generally cannot live peacefully with anyone who doesn't believe what they believe. How do you try to portray yourself as a Christian?
well, first of all, if you're a true Christian, you're accepting of everybody. It doesn't matter who you are or what you are. And you shouldn't look at what they do or who they are, but the person itself. And as a Christian, I don't care what you do for a living. I don't care what car you drive. I don't care where you live. It's you as a human being is who I'm looking at and who I'm dealing with. And when we do all get up to heaven, we're all going to be created the same once we get there.
Okay, well, that's all the time we have for my questions, and I want to thank you for doing my interview with me. And if you could say goodbye to 7th Period Bible, that'd be nice.
Bye, 7th Period Bible.